Good grief. Why do they never go in for me? Everybody, back again with a vinyl Wodge. Yes, it's been, oh, I don't know, weeks since I did one of these. So, time to do one. So, as always, when I do a Wodge, I show the best first now. And this star of this batch, this is such a good record. Oh my word, why didn't I ever hear this before? So this is the band's self-titled album. Try and get clear off. There we go. Band's self-titled album, The Band, from I do believe it's 69. There's no date. Oh yeah, 1969 on Capitol. I think this is a British press. It's an early press actually. It's an early press. But what a record, really. So many good songs. It's like song after song. Original gatefold with all the pictures there, which is really lovely. Really lovely to have. Picked this up off eBay. Night That Drove Old Dixie Down. What else is on here? Ragman with Rag. King Harvest Has Surely Come. Jawbone. Up on Cripple Creek. I mean, the tunes on this just keep on coming. The playing I absolutely adore. It's kind of like, it's got a kind of almost ramshackle feel to it, but you know that the band is so tight. Absolutely fantastic album. I think I've got Big Pink, or music from Big Pink on CD somewhere. I think I've got that. But what a record. This is just phenomenal stuff. So happy to have that. I've been playing this loads, played it over and over again. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Right, also picked up, I probably should have picked this up years ago really, but I finally picked up a copy of Travelling Wilburys Volume 1. I didn't really, when I played this the first time, I didn't really get it. I thought, is that it? But the more you play it, the more you realise that how much fun these guys had playing together, and I think that's the whole key to the album. It's not, for me, it's not one of the greatest albums ever, but it is a lot of fun to listen to, and I bet it was a right hoot making it. So we got the original winner, so there we go. And what label was it on? And then we've got the Wilburys custom label. Yeah, good album. Took me a few listens to get into this one. I think part of the problem is, and it's not so bad on this record, the production is alright, but it's kind of verging towards that sort of early 90s Jeff Lynne production sound, which personally I just don't get on with very well. But the performances rescue it, really, to be honest. Yeah, it's a good record. Also picked up this, whenever I see Bobbie Gentry, I can't remember whether I got this in a shop or whether I actually picked it up online, I can't remember. Whenever I see Bobbie Gentry, I always pick her up. So this is Bobbie Gentry and Glenn Campbell. I've got compilations by them where it's various solo tracks and joint tracks, but this is I think the first album they actually recorded together. There's some really good songs on here. Things like Sunday Morning, Gentle on My Mind, they do a version of that. Little Green Apples, they do a version of that. So it's some good stuff on there. That's a really good listen. Good old Bobbie. Another one I picked up, so I got Lindisfarne, Nicely Out of Tune. I actually had this on a tape, and it was a tape that I got, one of those batches of old tapes that I got for nothing, by answering on Free Cycle, and unfortunately it was a bit wonky, but I could get enough out of it that I knew I wanted to get it, and I saw it for a pretty good price. I think this is online, on Charisma. It's got that pink Charisma label there. So Lindisfarne were a English rocky, folky band led by Alan Hull. Best known for their breakout tune Fog on the Tyne, and unfortunately their reversion of it, their new version of it with Gaza or Gascoigne, which was an absolute abomination. But there's some really good songs on here. Big song that came off this album was Lady Eleanor, which I think was a hit a couple of years after this came out. This came out in I think it might be 1970. What's it sound here? Yeah, 1970. I believe it was their debut. Might be wrong on that. But it's a really nice mix of folk and rock. Winter Song is gorgeous. I think that was lauded by Elvis Costello at one point, I think. Jackhammer Blues, Scarecrow Song, yeah, really good, really worth delving into this album. It's a good listen. I got one upgrade, and I really did need this one. Kate Bush, what more can be said? Whole story. So there's a bit of, I'm not sure which cover I'm going to keep because this is an upgrade. There's a bit of muck there, but the record is in way better condition, so I'll probably do a bit of a Frankensteining, or maybe I'll keep this one, I'm not sure. Okay, there's the label. So yeah, if you don't know the whole story, there's a still from Cloudbusting video. I suppose if you're ever going to own one Kate Bush album out, it's probably this one. Although personally I would probably go for The Hounds of Love. But this takes a story from Wuthering Heights, which has got a new vocal on it, through to, I think the latest thing is Experiment 4, so this would have gone from 78 to 86. And it's the only compilation she's ever released. Well, hit singles compilation. No, that's not fair. There was a singles box or something, but it's the only hits compilation that she's ever released. Haven't released any compilation since, except for when they remastered the albums. I think they released singles, not singles, but rare tracks. I don't know. But anyway, nice upgrade. These are definitely from a boot sale. Couple of one brilliant album, and the other one is okay. So I've got a couple of Barry White albums. I think I picked these up about 2 weeks after I saw. Was it John Downing showed them? I can't remember, but I got these a while ago. This one is superb. There's only 5 songs on it, so it's like the songs much more laid back, kind of much more of a mellow feeling to it. Doesn't seem as forced as this one to me. I mean, this one has it's got You're the First, the Last, My Everything, which I don't know, I've kind of got a love-hate relationship with that. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I really can't listen to it. Things like Can't Get Enough of Your Love Baby is much better. I way prefer that song. But the songs are shorter. It just seems to stretch out more on this one, and I way prefer the performances on this one. Fantastic. This is brilliant. On Pi, so it's a UK, probably reissue. So it's on a purple Pi rather than the blue Pi, which I think was about time. This one is on 20th Century Records through Pi. I think this is more of that's an original because it's got the blue Pi label on it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I paid £1 each for these, so definitely worth picking up both of them. But that's superb. And to round things off, a couple of things from the 80s. I saw this for £1 and I had to get it. So this is Wang Chung's debut album. Best known for Dancehall Days and Everybody Have Fun Tonight, was it? This is okay. I thought I'd pick it up just to have a listen. It's kind of fairly bog standard early 80s synth pop. Doesn't really get out of first or second gear, to be honest. It's not that much of a memorable album. Yeah, it was worth a listen, but this is obviously before they started spelling it with a W instead of an HE. It's alright. It's nothing. It's no great shakes on the old Arista. There's the Arista label. Yeah, it's alright. Faint praise indeed. The most damning kind of praise, really. So yeah, Wang Chung. And then just to round off, I've wanted this record for ages, and I saw Headley show it. It's probably the most, probably the one that's out of Headley's usual records range that he's ever shown. I like this artist a lot. I grew up listening to her in the early 80s when my pop tastes were forming. So this is a album from Toyah. This is her 1983 album, Love is the Law. Not sure about the costume. She was into roller skating. It was I think what she was doing here was some kind of post-apocalyptic look, but it kind of anemic. She didn't really go the whole hog like Gary Newman did at the time, roughly about the same time, 83. But it's got some good songs on it. She is very, very much a theatrical type singer. Her delivery is very theatrical, and I can appreciate how it can grate. I really can. But I just really like her. I can't, it's just one of those things. So big single. I think it was a top 30 hit, was Rebel Run. I Explode's a good song. I like that. It's very sci-fi lyrically, very science fiction lyrically. Martian cowboys, dreamscapes, that kind of stuff. But there's an absolute stunning song on here called The Vow, which is the last song on the album, and it is an absolutely stunning song. It was released as a single, and I remember seeing her on, wasn't Toyah Pops, Cracker Jack or something at the time, and I was absolutely blown away by it. It is a gorgeous song, and really somebody should. I'm surprised nobody's ever covered it anywhere. It's like, I think it's a really undiscovered gem, but what do I know? So there we go. Love is a Law by Toyah. Ooh, shall I show them? Fairly bland in just the lyrics, and then on the old Safari album label, which she was on through all of her early career. I think she was on Safari all the way through, I think. So I was dead happy to pick this up. I remember borrowing this out of the record library I used to go to with my dad in, I don't know, 83 or whenever, 84, whenever I got my hands on it. And I remember loving it, and I still do. So there you go. Taste. Out the window with that. Right. So, quick run through another vinyl Wodge. As per usual, the totally eclectic mix. Lots of different sounds, lots of different styles. But that's how I roll. So there we go. So, thanks very much for tuning back in. Anybody who's watching for the first time, welcome. Check out some of the old videos. You might find something interesting. Thanks ever so much for watching. Thank you for to subscribers, people who've joined since the last time I actually released a video. And I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, everyone. Bye.